Shalom, shalom wa ahaba, Mishpaka, shalom wa ahaba. Peace and love, family, peace and love. It's Yagnaraya ben Yaounde, Nerea ben Yehuda ben Yasharel. I want to say shalom to the whole house of Yasharel, all 12 tribes, and I also want to say shalom to the sojourners and the Gentiles and the foreigners and all those who give thanks, honor, and praises to the Elohim or God of the Bible and his only begotten Son, Yahusha Hamashiach, to whom many of us refer to as Christ. Mishpaka, I want to have a quick conversation with you today, to explain or to share with you something that I recently came across today about an Indiana Republican councilman and how he's currently identified himself. And I just want to take this as a moment and as a learning moment for our people who so willfully and without question remain on the Democratic Party's plantation and support certain policies and politics that will eventually backfire on us, like going out here and connecting, the LGBTQIA, SOP, community and the trans community, and connecting these things with the so-called black community. You know what I'm saying? So the struggles and the problems and the issues that we have within the black community that we try to address. The liberal left wing of the Democratic Party, you see what I'm saying, has an agenda about connecting all of the madness, all of the transgender stuff and all of the LGBTQ, stuff, connecting that with our causes. And that right there, utterly in the end, it weakens our position, Mishpachah. You see what I'm saying? Like, going along with the idea of there being 72 genders or 172 genders or however many genders y'all got going on out here. And then our people so willfully going over and supporting those type of policies. They're going to backfire on us, Mishpachah. And I want to share with you how the people on the right, the so-called Republicans or the rat publicans, you understand, how they are beginning to use the foolishness, that comes from these arguments, like the idea of a man that just because he identifies, as a female, a transgender female, how it's okay for these people to compete against females in sports. That is utter foolishness, Mr. Picard. But the fact that a lot of our people are on the side promoting that nonsense, these things are going to weaken our positions for the causes that are really genuine and are really serious within our community. Now, this is something from, this is the the Washington Times. We're going to read something from the Washington Times, Mr. Picard. This article right here from the Washington Times. Okay, it says, Indiana Republican Ryan Webb marks left by coming out as lesbian woman of color. I told y'all a long time ago you need to get rid of that person of color, woman of color mess, because that's how they're going to throw in everybody else right with your black behind. They're going to throw in the Indians and the Arabs and the Chinese and the Native Americans, and they're going to throw everybody up under that banner of person of color. So that way, when you coming out for something that's specifically for our community, they're going to say, well, we done already handled that because we got this Indian dude up here. We already got a person of color, this, that, and the third. You see what I'm saying? So I told y'all to get away from that, but he came out as a lesbian woman of color. Now check this out. You can't make this stuff up. Welcome to Clown World. Republican Ryan Webb may look like a typical straight white male, but he wants the voters of Delaware County, Indiana, to know that he identifies as a lesbian woman of color. The county councilman ruffled some feathers after announcing last month on Facebook that he has decided to come out and finally feel comfortable announcing my true, authentic self, even though he hasn't changed his appearance or conservative views in any way. It is with great relief that I announce to everyone that I identify as a woman, and not just any woman, but as a woman of color as well, he said in the April 12th post. I guess this would make me gay lesbian as well, since I am attracted to women. Indeed, Mr. Webb said he is happily married to his wife, Brandy Webb, with whom he has 6 children, Mr. Picard. And you can go to the Washington Times, the New York Post, or anywhere, type in Councilman identifies as lesbian woman of color, and you can get the rest of the information. But this is the point I want to make to my people, then we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Now, when our people address situations like reparations, all right, now when we coming out here and we telling the world that you cannot just identify with whatever you want to be. You see what I'm saying? We out here supporting Brittany Griner and all these people that say it's okay for men, biological men, to play in female sports. You know what I'm saying? A large part of our community, especially those of the Democratic Party, support those ideas. Okay, so when you come out and you want to talk about something about white supremacists, hey man, you know what I mean? You addressing a so-called white man, and he coming at you a certain kind of way, and you say, man, you racist. You know what I mean? You a white supremacist. He gonna say white supremacy don't apply to me. I don't identify as white. I identify as a Asian white female. I mean, or Asian female. You know what I'm saying? Or I identify as a black man. You see what I'm saying? So how you gonna accuse me of being racist and white supremacy when I don't identify as being white? You see what I'm saying? You know, what about if you want to talk about reparations? You know what I'm saying? They say, okay, yeah, man, we going to get so-called black people, so-called African-Americans, so-called niggers, we going to get them reparations. And then these other people say, well, I identify as being black too. You know, I identify as a black man. You see what I'm saying? So I should get reparations too. You see where I'm going with this, Mr. McCall? You see how these things are going to be turned over on its head? See what I'm saying? And then how far is the foolishness gonna go? You know what I mean? A dude pull into a handicapped parking space. He be like, hey man, you can't park there. You ain't handicapped. You know why I identify? I'm trans crippled. You know what I'm saying? I'm trans handicapped. You know what I mean? What are you offending me? I know what I mean? Are you phobic against me? You see what I'm saying? So how far are we gonna go with this foolishness? You understand, Mr. McCall? So we got to realize that these things about to start coming right back on us, and we better start getting away from organizations like Black Lives Matter. We better start separating ourselves from political institutions like the left-wing liberal branch of the Democratic Party. Because trust and believe me, Mr. McCall, you and everybody else that's down with that are being used in order to promote an agenda. And when they finish getting what they want, they're going to throw you right outside with everybody else, Mr. McCall. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And always remember to keep the fire burning. A little more oil in my lungs. Hallelujah, Mr. McCall. Keep your eyes open. Stay prepared so you don't have to get prepared. And remember that your redemption is near. Until we meet again, Mr. McCall. Kumar Yasharel. Kwam Yasha Allah. Rise Yisrael. Shalom. Shalom. Salam, Mr. McCall. Hallelujah.